nasty. I wanted to pick a night for a blizzard. This was the right one. This is the top of my boots here now. This is insane. It's still snowing really hard. Oh man, the snow almost got us buried in. And we had a ton of snow. She's cold. Well, hello everyone. You'd never know it by looking at the sun there now, but we have a storm coming and it's going to be a big one. It's really cold at the moment. The wind chill puts us down around minus 32 degrees Celsius, and because the wind is just picking up and the snow is about to start. And of all the nights I've spent in this tent, I've never spent one in there in a blizzard. So I thought I'd wait for a good blizzard to come along, and we're forecasted one. I'm out in the woods here today and doing some prep work because I don't know what to expect. I have the dogs here with me. I might just bring them back to the cabin and leave them home. I don't know if I want to put them through it just in case something does happen. So in any event, there's going to be a blizzard, there's going to be a lot of snow, there's going to be a lot of wind, and we're going to stick it out in this tent with some good food and some hot fire, and hopefully we make it through okay. When it's this cold, the wood gets right spongy. Your axe actually bounces out of it. You always hear me say, pile as much wood as you can up under your bunk. That way when you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't have to get out of your warm sleeping bag to restock your stove. Chuck's hot tip. Pardon the pun. I'm going to have the wood stove going all night, so I'm going to cut a little stick and show you guys another little trick there now that could save your sleeping bag or your life really. Sharpen out one end of your stick. Make the other one kind of flat like that. Now I'm going to put 2 or 3 of these right here next to my cot, because I'm going to have a big fire in here all night. I don't want my sleeping bag falling off when you're asleep, turn over, and go down and touch the stove. You're going to melt your sleeping bag or catch it all on fire. So you almost make a little gate here, not enough to block off the heat, but 2 or 3 of those sticks there like that, and it'll keep your sleeping bag from hitting your stove. A little one. And you'll see that all in action at once when I get my sleeping bag out. Alright, so I got my twigs there for quick starts, then my splits, and some of my wood right here. So wake up my heads up here, wake up in the middle of the night, I can just take whatever I need there and throw it right in the stove. Okay, right now I can feel that the wind is starting to stop. And you've often heard the phrase, calm before the storm. The wind is going to change, and when it's going to change now is when it's going to bring that impending snow. So I know it's going to happen soon. I've decided to bring the dogs back to the cabin. I just don't know if I want to put them through this, because if I do have to bail or something in the middle of the night, I know I can get back. But if you lose your dog in a blizzard, it could be game over. So I don't want to take that chance with them. I don't know if you can see those clouds right there. That's the way the storm is coming. So I'm thinking I got about a half hour or 45 minutes. It'll be a good example of how fast weather can change. Next time I see you, it will be snowing. Oh boy, that came on quick. Get back up to the tent. Oh, it's about 20 minutes there. Well, it's not so bad right in the woods yet. Sheltered a little bit, but you'll know it at once when the wind comes up. Alright, let's get the frost out of her and get the stove going. Start things up here. I think I'm going to leave that snow pole in there for the time being until I see how much snow is actually accumulating on the roof. Use a bit of this fire paste from time to time. Today seems like a good day. It's like toothpaste. Squirt a little bit in there like that, and it keeps your fire going until your kindling starts. And once that stove gets going, it'll melt off all of this frost that's developed here over the last 3 or 4 days, minus 30 and below. Oh, it's starting to roar now. Something good. Best stove ever. We're about 5 minutes in, and you can see the frost is starting to melt away already. Still a bit on that side, but another 5 or 6 minutes, I'd say. 10 minutes to most, and she should be nice and toasty and all the frost gone. That's it, guys. I won't be doing any snowmobiling today there now, so I think I'll just have a cup of tea or two and spread out my sleeping bag to once, and then supper will be in an hour or so. So it's going to be a nice evening of relaxing. Hopefully, unless something crazy happens. We'll have to wait and see for that. Say we're more like 15 minutes in, and all the frost is gone. A few droplets left here and there, but they'll be gone in minutes. It's 20 plus degrees here, nice and cozy. Boy, it's getting nasty. Starting to build up on the Skidoo again. Sleigh is starting to fill full of snow. Tent is staying pretty good. Well, I can hear the wind picking up outside. I've been here for an hour or so, I guess, and I gotta admit, buddy, it is pretty relaxing here right now. There's one thing about winter tenting. It's extremely relaxing once you get it set up. You know, there's a lot of fooling around sometimes to get it set up, but once you got it set up, then it's, you know, it's almost like a little holiday, really. I know the wind is probably doubled. I can hear it quite easily here. Tent is fine. Nothing happening there. Bit of snow dripping in around the pipe there. I guess swirling around the stove jack there, but nothing serious. We're supposed to get 65 or 70 kilometers of wind, so I'm not sure if we'll get it in here in the woods or not, but remains to be seen. Oh, by the way, I'm reading Lloyd Coburn's book, his newest one. Got it for Christmas. Lloyd Coburn's inspiration to a lot of us Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Probably the reason why some of us got YouTube channels. Is to host him and Lloyd and Bryce of Newfoundland Outdoors. I think he made 72 shows or something. I did that with him yesterday. Lloyd is not only still alive, he's living the dream every day. 90 plus years old. Hey Lloyd. Anyway, let's go for a little peek outside. Even though I don't really want to go outdoors, I'll go out and show you what it's like, and then we're going to come back and put some supper on. And that I like. So my Skidoo track is starting to cover up here. Boys, I got a treat here this evening. Take a look at this, look. 2 fresh willow ptarmigan. I harvested a couple days ago, picked them out, and like 2 little Cornish hens. I bet I'm sitting on the rack here now for an hour, so they're already starting to warm up. Get a little side dish to go with that now. See a little bit of space there around the stove jack, which I'd like. There's a little bit of air in as well. But you guys have showed me some real nice stove jacks. Cool stove jacks. I might have to upgrade. I don't know. It's alright, just the occasional little spit on the stove. Just waiting for the water to boil and stuff there now. You know, as I was lying back there just doing a bit of reading. Started thinking back to a conversation I had a couple days ago with someone. I thought about every now and then on my excursions now, I might introduce a little thing that's called funny facts. Funny facts. And what's that, you might say? Well, they're facts in life that can be considered quite funny. Or at least I find them a bit funny, you know, from my perspective. I grew up in a little small town, Porterville, Newfoundland. 60, 65 people there. Not even much as a gas station there. Very primitive, no internet. So we were our own entity. There was another community in the road, Brown's Arm. We all went to a 2-room school that expanded to a 4-room school. So we grew up, of course we had our own slang. Or we got our own slang anyway. We're from Newfoundland, and it's a lot of you guys can't even understand me, even though I'm slowing down my dialect here. But when we grew up, a snowmobile was never called a snowmobile. It was always called a Skidoo. We know it was wrong, but it's just that we'd say, oh, okay, we're going for a ride on Skidoo, or we're going to haul some wood on our Skidoo, or let's get some gas for our Skidoo. We knew that the broader class name was snowmobile, but again, it didn't matter if you had a Yamaha, or Arctic Cat, Kawasaki, it didn't matter what you had, everything was a Skidoo. And you guys from Newfoundland know what I'm talking about. Of course, as time went by, and all of a sudden, we became more formalized, the internet came, we started to move away from home, we went to the mainland. You know, to use the term Skidoo wasn't quite right anymore. So we graduated to, we would now say, snowmobile. Okay, well, let's grab our snowmobile. Let's get some fuel for our snowmobile. And it's hard for us, we gotta think about it, and you'll catch me all the time saying, I'm just gonna grab my Skidoo. Now in my case, it's actually true because I do have a Skidoo brand, but I would say that no matter what I had, admittedly. So now I try to use the broader class for a few years now, right? You know, Oh, let's grab my snowmobile. And I find that snowmobile, it's like it's hard to say even. It's not even like a skidoo is so easy to say, but snowmobile is hard to say. But I have gotten used to it. Of course, like most things in the world, now there's a spin put on that, right? Some of you guys are already grinning, and you try not to grin when I tell you this, because all of a sudden, somebody in the world who was cool decided we're not going to call it skidoo anymore. We're not going to call it snowmobile anymore. We're going to call it sled. Sled. For us, it came out of nowhere. Like, why are you calling it a sled? Let's go back to the place where I grew up again. I would be driving a skidoo or a snowmobile, and I would be towing a sled. Or we would go downhill tobogganing on a sled. That's the word we used all of our lives. That's not proper anymore. Now that's called a sleigh. So now the proper language is, I have a sled that's towing my sleigh. Oh my, it'll make your head spin. It's cool now. It's real. It's a fact. And I find it funny. So that's a funny fact for today. And I'm probably still going to call it a skidoo and a sled. Boy, that wind's picking up there now. Woohoo! I hope she stays put, guys. At least I'll get my supper eat. That's another thing too. We call it supper. Most people call it dinner. Oh, I got my sleeping bag set up there, and you can see my protective rails that I put there. And guess why I did that? Because it has happened in the past with more than one of my sleeping bags too. So from now on, I put these sticks there. I can't remember the last time I felt so cozy in the tent, and I think it's because if it was sunny outside, I want to be outdoors doing something. But now I know that I'm just kind of confined to here, so it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I'm liking it so far. Right now, anyway. I'll take out one of them partridges. Now I cooked two because I thought the dogs might have been with me, so I'll just start off with one. There's not a big lot of meat onto them, but I'll try with one starting off. We could always eat one later on if we wanted to. No rules at the camp. Now that partridge, yeah, you can just kind of pull it apart, huh? You know, take the legs right off just like that. Oh, it's a bit hot to the touch, but oh, look at that, lah. Oh my. Kind of doing it backwards there for the camera, but you just cut this breast meat off like you would right off a chicken or a turkey. Look at that, lah. Now guys, if you've watched my channel or know me personally, you know I love to eat this kind of stuff, like wild game and that. Start off with a couple noodles here. Oh my, I got a job to hide my expressions too. You guys are really good at imitating me, because there's been once or twice where I went And I love those videos, by the way. I find them funny. Look at that now, guys. Look. Out in the winter tent, out in a blizzard, but eating like a king. Oh my! There's taste, and then there's taste. Oh, oh, oh my, oh my, oh my. I'm gonna pound a cup of tea there now, guys. I'm not gonna make you sit there and watch me eat this supper. Bleached bones. Man, it was good. Filled me up though. Kettle's boiled. Or sorry, the water's boiled. Pauline still drinks my chaga tea, 1 cup a day. Harvested from the birch trees. For a little look. It's been a while now. Holy cow, look at the snow. Oh yeah. We're after getting a lot. Just look how it's falling down off the roof and onto the sides there. Almost buried up. You can't even tell where the Skidoo Trail is anymore. And it's still snowing really hard. This is the top of my boots here now. If I wanted to pick a night for a blizzard, this was the right one. Sleigh is almost full of snow. This is insane. Yeah, she's burying him pretty good. So showing about minus 12 degrees Celsius there now. I just checked my inReach. It's actually 27 below Celsius with the winds. And the snow was coming down heavier than it have all day. A couple things about safety. One of the main things you got to worry about, of course, is the fire. Taking precautions, and I've been in this tent a lot. And the time I know the ranges I need around the wood stove. Carbon monoxide is a big thing. I have several places that fresh air can get in. I keep one of the windows slacked. I keep the door unzipped a little on the bottom, and air can get in and around the stove jack. I also have an inReach device here that I'm checking in every now and then on. This is my carbon monoxide detector. I can wake up and see the temperature here. And of course I have tons of wood. I know this area very well, so if I had to bail, I know I'd get home. There are no major predators here. All the black bears are sleeping. There's no polar bears in this area. There are wolves and foxes in the area, but I haven't left any food or anything lying outside. And I do have a firearm in case anything happens. So we're after getting a lot of snow, but everything is fair and well in here. I could just pat the roof every now and then and knock the snow off like that. But actually, believe it or not, snow acts as an insulator. So if I do leave a couple inches of snow up there, it'll actually stay warmer inside the tent. But if I see that the roof is starting to bulge in, then I'll just give it a knock and knock some of it off. And of course I have my trusty snow pole here that's totally supporting the roof, and that won't cave in as long as that's there. And I've been reading my book. Now I think I'll have another cup of tea and maybe watch a movie on my phone. Get all crazy up in here. Because the tent is nice and warm here, I've been shutting this drafter pretty much all the way off like that. And I've also had my damper almost shut off. So you do that and you don't let as much heat up your pipe. It doesn't vent as well, so it kind of slows down the flame. If you ever want to pick it up, you can do that again. And you can simply open up your drafter like that. You see the flame picking up. This is a wonderful bed of coals here now. When you get that nice bed of coals like that, you can put in a nice big chunk of wood, like even something this big here, because there's enough coals there now. It's going to ignite that and let it burn away. And that piece of wood there won't be as hot here in the tent, and it'll last longer. When you put in nice new junk like that, leave your drafter open for a while, leave your damper open for a minute or two, and then close both of it down. Let it smolder away and keep your wood as long as you can. Keep it nice and cozy. And the temperature here now is about 15 or 16 degrees Celsius, and that's just a nice temperature. Any colder than that, it's not too bad, but if any warmer than that, it's going to be too hot here. That big sleeping bag I got there, 10 or 12 degrees is just right for sleeping. Well guys, that's a wrap for me tonight. Now it's about 10 o'clock. I think I'll just, I was going to watch a movie, but I think I'm a little too tired. I'm going to take off my socks and I'll put my hoodie right in my sleeping bag So if I wake up and it's really cold, then I can just put that stuff on and kind of warm up before I start the fire again. Usually I wake up anyway, and when I wake up, I just throw in another couple junks, and that lasts about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how slow it burns the wood out there. If it were a warmer night, you wouldn't have to with this big sleeping bag. But if it's minus 20, 25 like it is now with the wind, and I want to get up to and make sure everything's okay with the tent, with the snow and the wind. Oh, that feels nice too. Alright folks, talk to you guys in the morning when it's coffee time. Just in for a quick pee break. It's still snowing. Doesn't seem like it's quite as hard. Oh, good morning. We snowed in pretty good last night. That's where the snowmobile track once was. It's actually still snowing, but the wind has died down. I had a beautiful night. I got up a couple times. Once to pee, another time to restock the stove. The stove stayed going a bit longer than I expected, which is good. I was getting a good 2 hours out of the before I had to restock it. It didn't go out at all. My sleeping bag stayed nice and safe and secure over there. I realized after I forgot my sleeping pad. Although, other than being a little uncomfortable, I wasn't cold at all. Temperature stayed right around the 12-degree mark. Believe it or not, I didn't wake up cold and I didn't wake up hot, so it made for a good night's sleep. You probably noticed I had my stocking cap on this morning. That's a good tip too. It'll keep you warm, keep your head warm, and keep any heat generated inside your body. It's about 6:30 a.m. there now. It doesn't get light till about 8 o'clock or so this time of the year. I'm gonna make up some breakfast now. Have a cup of coffee or two, relax a little bit more, hold on as long as I can. Well, there's fewer things in life that can excite you, you know, especially when you get older, but being here right now at this moment, calm and peacefulness of the morning, I tell you, you got a lot to be thankful for. It's a wonderful feeling. I'm going to finish off my breakfast here. I got a couple more coffees to drink. By that time it should be light. I got a lot of snow cleanup to do here, but when I go back to the cabin, I have a ton of snow to clear up there. It's actually going to be fun because there's so much down, and I get to start up the old chuck wagon. Some of you guys know what that means. So it's going to be a snow day overall. So thanks for tuning into this video. I had a lot of fun. It's the first time for me. And by doing this stuff, you learn a lot. You keep the excitement going. Stay tuned to see that snow back at the cabin, and stay tuned to the next video. And on to the next video. Take care of each other. Get outside and enjoy everything outdoors. And we'll see you next time. Guaranteed.
Get outside and enjoy everything outdoors. enjoy.